6 hours later.
Hello, hello, hello. Right, now that we're all caught up, just keeping up with the brand. I mean, it's all the rage at the moment. I can't go without it. I've been fishing pretty much non-stop. Yeah, it's pretty time consuming. And also, you don't realise how long you're doing it for. I have got a pretty powerful rod though, which has highest loot you can get, highest treasure thing, I think, looting, but on a fishing rod. So yeah, I've been going at it for a bit. I've got a couple books, they're all inside. Well, got caught off there for a second. Anyway, welcome back to Shadowcraft Chapter 3, Totality. I believe it's episode 71, let's go. BT Dubs, I know I brought this up before, but the OP-ness of this trading hall is on another level, and you can get any book at the highest level from this place in the easiest way, because I have a melon pumpkin farm which you trade with the farmers to get all the emeralds to buy stuff of all the other levels. You can trade in pretty much anything you want here on the highest level. And if you want to see how I made it, as well as the other two chapters, then I would consider checking out the playlist on the channel. It has pretty much everything there from the start. But first, we're gonna grab some stuff and we're gonna get going. Right, there we go. Compared to other things, that was actually quite fast. I mean, there was a lot of jump cuts, but for me, actually, it was quite fast to gather all that stuff because I have previous farms built. I'm doing it in an order that allows me to build farms I need for other farms. Now, I didn't really think about placement for this thing, but I have found this island over here, which is quite cute and narrow, and just about the right size I need to build this thing. I will need to flatten it out a bit and probably expand and connect these two smaller islands together. And the reason I'm actually putting it on its Seldom Island is because it's going to be a laggy farm, and that's just going to add to the lag, which is over at the other stuff over there. Because this island, or this sort of central area of farms, is essentially meant to be a place where it's all item farms, no mobs allowed basically. Except for the villagers, which already make it 10 times laggier than it needs to be. And I wasn't originally thinking about calling this Lag Central. I probably still am. But yeah, I think the islands is the best place for this as well, because it just is out of the way of everything else. I'm also possibly planning to build a big boat around this thing. I had a couple ideas to possibly have all of the stuff over there be futuristic and this become some sort of boat that's docking in and monsters are attacking the island or something. This could even be a kraken itself. I just want to see where I go with this, to be honest. There we go. Perfecto. It's all done, all finished, all mined out. And I did collect some more on the way, there is some still there, but we've got enough space to build the farm now. I do just need to expand out on the right side or the left side just a tad, because of the mechanics of this thing as well, because they go into the floor. But if we just pick up everything here, and chuck it down just over here, we can go ahead and get started on this thing. I do just need to mark out some areas so I know where I'm building though. And yeah, just grabbing some more along the way. I have to keep grabbing ore. Feed the tower, feed the tower, feed it. So if we grab all this stuff here, we can get started on the collection system, which is probably the only difference between this and the kelp farm in terms of mechanics and the part that it's not underwater as well. Right, let's go. Just quickly, I did build this off cam because the recording ran out for some reason. I understand how it works, and these are basically item droppers that can drop into a water stream, which will give my items eventually. If I drop an item in this hopper here, you'll see that it just pops out the bottom down here through these various mechanics. And I've essentially got to build 40 of these because my farm is 40 blocks long. Yay! And so now I basically just need to build the rest of these systems that are going to chuck the items out, and then all we've got to do is build the actual bamboo farm and the breaker. Right, I know we've been a bit heavy on time lapses today, but we have got one bit to do, which is chucking the rail in for the collection system. So I think I might spice this one up a little with just a few little jump cuts. So, all the rail is in place, it's finally done, so all we need to do now is chuck in the grass, build up the walls so no bamboo spills out, and put in the breaker, which actually farms the bamboo for us. Another freaking speed build, hell yeah! Here for some, it is understandable that time has passed. Yes. I'm going to stop talking like this because it's really difficult. Anyway, yes, so some time has passed, and anyone that caught up on these streams over at twitch.tv/StryDragon58, follow me over there, by the way. I'll leave my socials up the end with the link. I built up the walls over on Twitch on a stream just over the weekend, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Spoke about some stuff. I believe they are on the channel as VODs now by the time that this comes out, so you can still check out how the wall went. And all we need to do now is basically chuck in the breaker machine that's going to farm all our bamboo for us. In goes the immovable blocks. Now, if you've watched the kelp farm video, you'll know my frustration with flying machines. However, this should be slightly easier since it's not underwater. Hey, Hindsight Shadow Dragon here. I cocked up again. This was no less easy than the kelp farm, and it drove me mad trying to figure out the slime machine. There was a couple fixes, and it now does work completely, so this next part will somewhat be sped up for your leisure. And less pain for you, I guess. I still have to suffer through it though. Right, Hindsight Shadow Dragon still here. Yes, so next up was putting the bamboo in, but this also caused problems with the mechanics, which have now been fixed. I'm really happy about this. I'm genuinely over the moon that it's working. I really am happy. Oh, this is great. Right, let's get on with the bamboo, and hopefully nothing goes wrong. And here we go. I reckon about 2 lines of stack should just about fill the farm, because It doesn't actually look that big, but when you place it down, it's a lot. So always take over what you think you need, I guess, is the moral. Oh, finally we get to put the bamboo in. Yes! Which means another time lapse. Yeah! Oh, God. I genuinely am really sorry for all the time lapses today. It's just how it is, because these are massive, massive farms today. And I've got one more in mind, but hopefully the others coming up shouldn't be too much of time lapse and should be more in-depth explanation, but because this is so simple, it's just an easy way to go around it, I guess. And with one last final touch, along with the fact that I put an etho hopcog in to set the machine off when it gets back, so it goes back and forth on the command of a redstone pulse, which will be on a pressure plate that I stand on to collect the stuff. The farm is pretty much done, and the whole reason I built this thing really is for fuel purposes. I have a couple super smelters around the world, and they need some sort of renewable fuel service, because all the coal, or most of the coal that I have, is either in the ore tower and is very nearly running out, and bamboo is just one of those great resources that you can use. I also have the kelp farm, so I can use the bamboo to smelt the kelp to make it dried kelp, to turn it into blocks, to then use as fuel to smelt the bamboo. So it's a massive, massive loop that I've made myself here. And that's the thing, I'm doing these farms in orders of the ways that they can help each other. Right, so this here, all it's going to do is basically shovel the items down the water stream at 50 million miles per hour, and I'm going to grab it as the machine goes and goes. Of course, we've got to put in a bit of lighting. It doesn't prevent mob spawnage, well it does kind of, but it also helps me see what I'm doing as I'm building. Right, all I've next got to do is chuck ice blocks down in the water stream with fence gates on tops, or buttons or pressure plates, which then allows the items in the water stream to flow over the top seamlessly and just shoot up out the end. Now we just gotta chuck in the hydro stuff. Why did I say water? And now that I've hooked up a little wire and a trapdoor with a pressure plate, the farm is running, the bamboo is going to come out. I've run it once just as a test. Obviously there were some fixes to be made because of the bamboo interfering with the update of the observers. But if we quickly get a top view, you can indeed see that it's working incredibly well. It goes decently fast, and bamboo grows fast as well, which means you can pretty much AFK here. You will just have to go on and off of the pressure plate because it does need a signal to go back and forth, although it's on automatic relay. But I genuinely am really happy with how this thing's turned out. My few minor adjustments, and I think I mentioned in one of my streams, again they're on the channel as VODs, but it's fun to try and change some of the bits you know you can definitely change after testing it in a test world. Other bits you know are essential to mechanics, leave, but things you can change to your liking as part of a farm or a build, it really is fun to experiment, and I found a way to do that. So, mission accomplished. Yes. And though it's a different day, I thought I might reward myself a bit with a bit of mining, which I haven't done in a while, and I need to add to the ore tower if I'm going to get this thing filled by, I'd say, about the end of May. So that would be absolutely great, because I'd be able to mine it down my birthday, which would be absolutely terrific. We have made some decent progress. We're currently at level 86. The base level of this thing is 63 or 62, I think, or just below. So not too much, a lot to go, I would admit. But the portion of rockets it takes to get out of this thing is a lot less than it used to be. So I guess that's an upper side. I guess I should also mention I got some more diamonds as well, some in the original ore because I went down to my original mine, which was there before the update of 1.17, so before Deep Slate ore, so where there is still some loaded but retextured original diamond ore in stone there, even though it's much more rare now. But before anything else, there is something very important I need to do that I did last year as well, and I'm going to somewhat update this year or create a new one. So on the time of filming this, it is indeed Mother's Day, Sunday, and I hope you all, because by the time this goes out, it won't be Mother's Day, I hope you all had a wonderful Mother's Day, and I hope you're really supportive of your mums, and all the hard work they put in to looking after you. So yeah. All we got to do is basically rename this Enchanted Golden Apple, or the Notch Apple as some people call it, put it in an item frame, and basically I'm going to fill this wall up with Father's Day and Mother's Day things all the way around, different items that I think kind of have that highest value or highest valor. So if we actually pop them right there at the bottom, it gives us space to fill up the rest of the wall to the right, to the left and up, kind of like a snaking action. It's weird, right? I don't feel cold or heat as much as other people do. I guess my tolerance is kind of different. Anyway, yes, the ice farm. This is going to be a massive one based off of Impulse SVs on Hermitcraft 6, I believe, or Hermitcraft 7. And I'm doing it 8x8 chunks. I was originally planning 16x16, but the render distance wouldn't work, so the ice wouldn't load in properly. I usually on 4, so I don't lag too much, because there's going to be a lot of stuff in this world. And I found out this nice, lovely open sort of valley area, I guess you could call it, between the two ice spikes biomes. There's a lovely village hidden in this gap as well, so we'll have access to other stuff. And as long as I build it 8x8 chunks, I will actually have space to do other things here as well, such as snow farms and other lovely jobbly stuff. I first need to do a bit of terraining though. I'm going to get this all down to the level of 66, I think. So yeah, let's go in, because otherwise we're not going to be able to build this thing. I was just about to get going, and I noticed this guy up here. Now, the thing is, polar bears, I don't believe attack unless they've got cubs with them or another polar bear. So as long as I stay a safe distance, I should be fine. The only problem is I do have to go that way. I don't see any babies though, so I should be fine. Oh well, look who's come over to say hello. Luckily there's no babies, so they are pretty much harmless like that. Oh, hello. Hello. Be cute and cuddly, aren't you? Hello. Right, goodbye. Please don't come back and destroy me with your sharp claws. Thank you. Goodbye. Bye now. Right, I've just about marked out all the places, dug out the full square. So now we just need to flatten the insides, and all the outer bit is at the right layer as well. So I just need to flatten down to there. It's not too much. I did try and pick out the flattest piece of land I could find, especially in this area, but it's all going well so far. And obviously to be within level correlation, I will need to fill in some bits as well. So some of the dirt is actually getting repurposed to the gaps here too. I am going to put lights underneath those so the mobs don't spawn. Now, I actually went back and did some maths. So it turns out that with the 8x8 chunk farm, each chunk contains 2 modules for the design I have in mind, and that produces 128 modules. However, if I did the 16x16 chunk, 2 modules per chunk again, it would be 512 modules. So the rates obviously would be up, but the time and spawnage it would take for the rendering distance to happen, and also the drop rate would be higher on one of them, and that is the 16, because it's not 100% drop rate. That's the only thing. Anyway, we're gonna have to wrap it up there. Obviously, the rest of this ice farm hasn't been built yet, and if you want to see it being built, planned out, all of that, then head over to twitch.tv/Dragadam58. I may even be live right now. Follow over there, it'll be absolutely great. And I do put VODs on this channel at some point, because Twitch has updated the rules, which means streams only stay up for 1 week, which is really annoying because I have less time to make VODs now. Anyway, please do like, subscribe, follow and share. It really does help out. Thanks for all new subs, by the way. It's really, really great. And I will see you all soon. BD Dubs, obviously it's Red Nose Day and St. Patrick's Day soon. We've got Easter and April Fools coming up, so I'm really looking forward to those as well. Also, I love feedback from the community. Constructive criticism is great. And for all those curious, here are my socials.